What or who inspired you to join the Royal Air Force?
This is my 23rd year now, so I've done like my full 22 years and still carrying on. So what really inspired me to join was Indiana Jones. Now, even though he's not British and he wasn't in the military, I think that's what I wanted. I wanted kind of like this adventurous, active life, looking for well, maybe not looking for treasure, but looking for something more than just an office job. That's why I really joined. Were you ever part of the Air Cadets or University Air Squadrons?
Yes, I was a member of the Air Cadets for nearly 5 years, I think, before I finally left them and joined the Air Force. I really enjoyed my time there. It was really good. I never had the chance to do University Air Squadron because I never went to uni, but from what I hear, it was also really good fun. What was the thing you found the most fun in training?
So basic training I really enjoyed, actually, because I really like the physical element of it, like keeping fit. And because actually I was going to train to join the army, so I was doing a lot of phys. And then when I did the basic training for the RAF, I was kind of slightly disappointed that we didn't have as much physical training as I was expecting. But trade training I really enjoyed because it was obviously for our trade we learn a language, and I was doing Russian. And it was just so it was being at college, but just doing the same subject every day for 5 days. Yeah, I did enjoy that.
Imagine that's good fun. I mean, if we're talking all training, then I'm loving flying training at the moment. It's brilliant. I have no complaints there. That's very fun. In terms of basic training, there's a week on officer training where you go off and do a week of FD or adventurous training in Scotland, in the Highlands, and that was just brilliant. We had a 3-day exped. We canoed down these 2 huge locks, camped on this lovely sandy beach in the middle of the Highlands, did some scrambling up mountains, and then mountain biked out, and it was just stunning.
What do you enjoy most about your career in the RAF, and what has been your career highlight so far?
In terms of career highlights, I've got to say the amount of adventurous training or travel I've got to do. One notable one is when I got to visit South Korea when I was still at Cranwell, so I was still an officer cadet. We had a conference, and that was just stunning. We got really well taken care of, and I've never been to Asia before or travelled that far really. So to be there, not only enjoying it, but also representing an organisation that sort of barely welcomed you in, it was quite special.
When I went to learn Spanish, I went to Colombia for a month. In the University in Medellin, which was obviously amazing for me, South America. And then also when I did Punjabi, I went to the University in New Delhi for 3 months. And then from New Delhi, I was able to travel to Jaipur and the north, to the Punjab, to Chandigarh, to Amritsar. So academically, I've been able to travel. And then I've also done a lot of adventure training, like sailing in the Caribbean and Bavaria for a week's rock climbing and skydiving over Oxfordshire, so I've really made the most of it. What would you say are your greatest achievements in the RAF so far? Every year, Defence Intelligence gives out some awards, a recognition of achievements throughout the year, and I got nominated for an award for diversity inclusion for work for it, and I had to go down to Witten, and then they read out, your kind of testimonials for everybody. And we didn't know who'd won until the night. And there was 6 of them, and they all sounded amazing. And they read my name out, and I was just so shocked that I'd won this award. And I read out some letters from a Muslim soldier in the First World War in front of the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which I think was such a privilege and an honour for me as well. So, yeah.
Okay, so what kind of exciting opportunities have you had so far in your Royal Air Force career?
The majority of my kind of what I classify as exciting has been adventure training, especially I think skydiving in over Oxfordshire. It was something that I never really thought about, and then an opportunity came up to do a tandem dive, and I did that, and I was so blown away by how amazing the feeling was.
Adventurous training, I've been really lucky. I've done 7 countries with the Air Force in 2.5, 3 years. I've been Nordic skiing in Bavaria. I've been skiing a couple of times. I learned to kite surf in Cornwall in March. Yeah, that was a cold one. And what never ceases to amaze me is how many different opportunities there are. I'd never kite surfed. I've now done 3 weeks of that with various people. I never skied before in my life, but within 2 weeks of Air Force instruction, which is very keen, shall we say. They're like, oh yeah, you can do this. I was like, okay. Wazeeha, what does it mean to you to have been able to represent women in the RAF and the ability to play such an important role within the diversity and inclusion field?
Because I came from quite a traditional, I suppose, like Muslim family in Leicester. And I suppose not all the opportunities were there, for us to kind of take. And what I really want to tell people is that, any opportunity you get, you've got to take it. How does it make you feel to know you have achieved so much within the RAF so young and so early into your career?
No, I'm going to blush. Stop it. Honestly, sometimes genuinely just surprised, because the way that's phrased is it sort of paints me as a bit of a go-getter, which I absolutely am, but the support you get from people to achieve those things is fantastic. And I've found it in a lot of places and in a lot of different trades, all the chains of command. Everyone genuinely does want people to improve and advance. I had a sergeant who once said, if you're standing still, you're kind of falling behind. There's so many things to do, and a lot of them aren't necessarily work related, but they will help with work. I feel very lucky. I can't think of any other job which I could have done and when I joined that would have allowed me to do what I've done. As well as everything to do with adventurous training in the Air Force. I've taken up a degree myself with the Open Uni. I don't have student debt because I'm just paying off through wages. The Air Force helps me with that. If I have an exam, I just speak to my schedulers, and they've already helped me out. I had an exam in September. They just took me off the program for a day. Didn't have to take leave. It's development, so that's brilliant. And similar to you, I'm sort of curious as to what else is there to do, because every time I look, there seems to be more. So I guess the thing that really I wonder is, how many other things can I do? How many more things can I collect almost? And how many more experiences can I share with great people?
What challenges have you faced and overcome either in the RAF or in your personal life that make you the person you are today? I've been so lucky in the Air Force that it's given me challenges, which actually do challenge how you feel inside. Sometimes inside you think, I'm not sure I'm capable of doing this. And then, you get a project to do, or you go on a training expedition or something, which then you come out of it and you think, hey, I did that and I did it with ease and nobody could even tell that I was like nervous. And then you realize actually you're much, much stronger than anybody ever thinks you are.
What's it like being a female in the RAF?
I never think of myself as a female in the RAF.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that too.
I just think of myself as in the RAF.
Yeah.
I think maybe I'm quite lucky because my trade is quite like gender balanced. So, there's, in fact, it might be more kind of females than males in my trade. I just felt like I was one of the workforce. So what do your family and civilian friends think about what you do in the Royal Air Force?
They're always interested in what's going on. It's quite annoying having a pay scale that people can Google.
I never thought about that.
I always make a point of buying the first round when we meet up. What words of advice would you give a fellow female looking to join the RAF today?
Don't be put off. Just don't think that that's not for me, or I can't achieve that. Everything is achievable. You just have, if you really want to do something, if you want to be a pilot, or if you want to be an engineer, if you want to be an accountant, or whatever you want to be, go for it.